Welcome back to our channel, your trusted source for real updates that matter to everyday South Africans, especially our seniors. Today, we have some incredibly uplifting news. Not just one, but two major relief measures are here to help our elders live with more dignity and less worry. We are talking about the new SASSA grant increase to R2644 and a fresh pilot project that's handing out R250 food vouchers to seniors in need. Let's break it all down. In a country where the cost of living has been climbing rapidly, and where so many elderly citizens rely solely on their monthly government grants to survive, good news is rare, but when it comes, it brings a wave of relief that echoes through every home, every village, every township. Today, we are covering a powerful and deeply impactful update that's bringing double the support to South African seniors. Two major changes are happening right now. First, the South African Social Security Agency, better known as SASSA, has officially increased the monthly old age pension grant to R2644. And second, a brand new pilot project is now delivering R250 food vouchers directly to vulnerable elderly citizens in select provinces. For the millions of seniors struggling each month to stretch their income to cover food, electricity, transport, and medicine, this is more than just policy, it's life-changing relief. Let's take a deep dive into what these changes mean, how they came about, and what you or your loved ones need to know to benefit from them. Whether you're a pensioner yourself, someone who takes care of an older family member, or just want to understand how this affects our country, this story matters. The first and most headline-grabbing piece of news is the increase to the SASSA old age pension. For years, South African pensioners have voiced concerns that the standard monthly payment simply wasn't enough. With prices on everything from airline meal to public transport shooting up year after year, the R2000 range grants have left many choosing between necessities, sometimes having to skip meals just to pay for electricity, or cutting back on medicine to make rent. The cry for help has been loud and persistent. Now, finally, government has responded with a significant bump to the grant. The new grant amount for senior citizens under the age of 75 is R2644 per month. For seniors over the age of 75, the grant is slightly higher, R2664. This additional amount recognizes the extra support needed as age progresses, especially when it comes to medical expenses, mobility aids, and heating costs during the winter months. This is not a small increase. Compared to the previous grant amount of R2180, this adjustment represents an increase of R464 per month. That's nearly an extra R500-600 over the course of a year, money that can make a real difference in the daily lives of seniors. For many older South Africans, this extra money could mean an additional trip to the doctor without skipping a meal. It could mean being able to buy vegetables, cooking oil, or even a small treat for grandchildren. It may mean no longer having to break bills in half to make them last longer, or being able to light a stove without fear of running out of prepaid electricity. One pensioner in the Eastern Cape, Gogo Maria, told local reporters, "It's not everything, but it's something. I don't have to go to bed hungry at the end of the month anymore." That statement, simple as it is, tells us just how impactful this change really is. The decision to increase the SASSA grant didn't happen in a vacuum. Civil society groups, pensioner associations, and community-based organizations have been raising the alarm for years. Reports from Stats SA and other agencies have shown that more than 55% of South Africa's elderly population lives below the poverty line. Many are supporting not just themselves, but entire households, often caring for grandchildren whose parents are unemployed or absent. The old age grant, for many families, is the only stable income source. That's a heavy burden for a senior citizen. It is no coincidence that this increase is happening now. With national elections around the corner, there is political pressure on all levels of government to show meaningful action, especially towards vulnerable populations. The ruling government knows that pensioners are paying attention, and they know that words are not enough anymore. South Africans want to see actual financial support, and with this grant increase, government is making a clear statement: we hear you, and we are acting. But that's not where the story ends. In fact, there's another initiative quietly launching across parts of the country that may be just as impactful, if not more, in the short term. A new pilot project, led by the Department of Social Development in partnership with community organizations, is rolling out R250 food vouchers specifically aimed at vulnerable senior citizens. These food vouchers are not loans, not conditional, and not complicated. They are a direct form of assistance to help seniors put food on the table, every single month. This pilot project is targeting low-income seniors who receive the SASSA old age grant but still face food insecurity. The pilot is focusing on 3 key provinces where poverty and hunger among the elderly are especially severe: KwaZulu-Natal, the Eastern Cape, and Gauteng. In these provinces, select towns and districts have already begun distributing the R250 food vouchers to qualified pensioners. The aim is to identify those who are not only elderly but also living in high-risk households, especially those living alone, those caring for orphans, and those with chronic illnesses. The R250 vouchers can be used at participating supermarkets and local stores that are registered with the program. Importantly, the vouchers are designed to be simple and senior-friendly. No lengthy forms, no complicated registration processes. In fact, in many cases, qualifying seniors receive a simple SMS notification that contains their voucher code. That code can then be shown at the till to redeem the amount, either in part or in full, depending on the store system. The types of goods that can be purchased are focused on basic nutritional needs. We are talking about staple items like maize meal, rice, beans, lentils, cooking oil, potatoes, and other vegetables. In some areas, the vouchers also allow for the purchase of basic hygiene items, soap, sanitary pads, toothpaste, items that are essential to dignity but often sacrificed when budgets run tight. Initial reports from the pilot areas are overwhelmingly positive. Seniors are expressing not just gratitude, but relief. One recipient, 82-year-old Mama Esther from the Eastern Cape, shared her experience. "I got an SMS saying I had a voucher. I didn't believe it. I thought it was a scam. But when I went to the shop, they told me yes, it's real. I was able to buy porridge, beans, and even apples. I haven't had fruit in so many months." Her words, again, remind us that even small interventions can have profound impacts on quality of life. In Gauteng, 76-year-old Nate Solomon said the voucher lets him stretch his pension further. "I live with 4 grandchildren. The R2000 is gone in 10 days. This R250 voucher helps me buy extra pap and vegetables for them. It means I can use my pension for other things, like transport and electricity." These are just 2 stories among thousands, but they highlight the real, lived experiences behind the policy headlines. Why food vouchers? The answer is simple. Food insecurity among South Africa's elderly population is rising, not falling. And cash grants alone, while necessary, are not always sufficient to ensure nutritional needs are met. Food vouchers provide targeted, specific support that ensures seniors can eat balanced meals without falling into deeper debt. Experts in food relief and social development argue that this kind of assistance reduces health problems, improves mental well-being, and even decreases the burden on public health clinics. For the Department of Social Development, this pilot project is a test case. Officials are closely monitoring how effective the program is, tracking redemption rates, gathering feedback from pensioners, and examining any potential misuse. If the data shows that the vouchers are truly helping, there are plans in place to expand the project nationally by the end of the year. That means millions more pensioners could soon receive food support in addition to their monthly grant. There's even talk of increasing the voucher amount if inflation continues to rise. If this year's food inflation remains high, and current economic forecasts suggest it will, then government will be under pressure to raise the voucher value to $300 or more. There's also interest in combining the voucher program with other services, like mobile health clinics and winter support packs, particularly in rural areas where seniors often face multiple layers of hardship. So, how do you know if you or a loved one qualifies for this food voucher pilot? The process, thankfully, is quite simple. If you are already receiving the SASSA Old Age Grant and you live in one of the pilot areas, KwaZulu-Natal, the Eastern Cape, or Gauteng, your name may already be on the list. If selected, you'll receive an SMS or be contacted by a SASSA field worker or community health worker. If you haven't heard anything, you can inquire at your local SASSA office, municipal center, or contact the Department of Social Development hotline. It's important to stay informed, especially as the project expands. These 2 developments, the R2644 grant increase and the R250 food voucher pilot, mark a major shift in how the South African government is approaching elderly care. After years of criticism for not doing enough, this double relief strategy shows a growing recognition that our elderly citizens deserve more than survival. They deserve to live with dignity, respect, and adequate support. It's also a sign of what could be coming in the near future. If this approach proves successful, we could see more integrated support for the elderly, combining financial assistance with food, healthcare, housing, and community services. That would be a profound transformation in the way we care for our elders, and one that reflects the values of Ubuntu and shared humanity. As we close today's report, we want to encourage you to share this information widely. There are thousands of seniors across South Africa who may not have heard about these changes. Many do not have internet or smartphones. Many rely on word of mouth. Please, share this video, talk to your neighbors, call your grandparents, inform your community leaders. And if you're a senior watching this, know that you are seen, you are valued, and there are people fighting every day to make sure your golden years are not filled with stress, but with support and care. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more updates on SASSA, government grants, and senior care programs. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update. This is your trusted source for the news that matters.